be your live tour guide for today. At the helm, we have our captain, Ted, and our first mate is Jen. Both are fully qualified by Transport Canada to operate this boat, and the boat itself is fully Coast Guard certified. For your safety, life jackets are located at the back of the boat on the lower level, along with 4 life rings, 2 life rafts, and a VHF radio. The VHF radio is used to stay in contact with other boats, as well as the Toronto Police Marine Unit, which is responsible for all the waterways within the jurisdiction of the City of Toronto. In the event of an emergency, please remain calm and listen to the boat crew for further instructions. And finally, for anyone wishing to purchase a beverage or snack from the bar, simply use the back staircase as well as the exit hatch on the right-hand side platform. In terms of things available for purchase, we do have bottles of water, juice, soft drinks, chips, and yes, a tall can of the Great Lakes Light Lager. So if that's your thing, come join us down by the bar, and you can pay by either debit, credit, or cash. Just know that American cash is accepted at par. We can serve you those things once underway. In just a few moments, we will continue our tour upstairs as we slowly maneuver our way out of the docks. Harbour Star. So glad you could join us today. First things first, how are we all doing this afternoon? Alright, well that only means one thing. We're going to have fun for the next 45 minutes, talking about the harbour and the islands as we go along the way. Now, I don't know about you, but today the weather has been up and down, and quite frankly, right now is the perfect time to take a boat trip. So, hey, congratulations for taking a ride. Now, we will start off the tour by talking about the lake which we're currently traveling on. This is, of course, Lake Ontario, one of 5 Great Lakes in North America. When you think of it, all 5 Great Lakes combined accounts for about 21% of the world's freshwater supply. Yes, these lakes are freshwater and not saltwater. A good way to remember all the names of the Great Lakes is the acronym HOMES. H for Huron, O for Ontario, F for Michigan, E for Erie, and S for Superior. Those are the homes. Although Lake Ontario is one of the smallest in terms of surface area, being 7,320 square miles, or 19,000 kilometers, it is, however, one of the deepest, being 802 feet, or 244 meters in depth. We're currently traveling in the inner harbor, which is on the northern shores of Lake Ontario, and the inner harbor itself is protected by the Toronto Islands, which we're heading to right now at a maximum depth of 40 feet, or 12 meters. To give you perspective on how deep that is, that's about a length of a regular city bus tilted vertically downward. wintertime, the entire inner harbor freezes over with thick layers of ice. This necessitates the use of special boats called icebreakers to break the ice and free the passage of the ferry and cargo ships. The name Ontario is thought to have originated from the First Nations indigenous people, more specifically the Iroquois people, and means beautiful lake or sparkling water. You can see that water sparkling to our right-hand side and into the distance as well. Now I'd like everyone to keep looking to your right-hand side. You'll notice many of these white flotation devices that are currently bobbing away in the water. Those are called buoys, and they are there to mark the barriers to the Billy Bishop Airport, the airport on the islands. Billy Bishop Airport is considered the 9th busiest airport here in Canada and welcomes approximately 2.8 million people every year. So if you'd like to visit the airport or simply have a flight to catch, there's two good ways to get there. The first is to use the underwater tunnel that connects the city to the airport itself. Plans for this tunnel were first proposed as early as 1935. However, due to various budgetary and political reasons, the construction of the tunnel did not start until 2012. It took 3 years to build. Alternatively, you could use the ferry service again from the airport to the city, and is considered one of the shortest ferry boat rides in the world, a whopping 90 seconds from one end to the other by boat. So yes, a pretty quick ride. If we are to take a closer look at the airport, we can see in the distance larger planes for passenger use, smaller planes for private use, and many helicopters which are housed by the hangar beside the airport terminal facility. And I'll tell you, this airport's a little different than the ones that we see for international flights. There's only one runway here, and it's less than 4,000 feet long, which means it cannot accommodate jet planes at all. The only type of planes you'll see here are just like the small ones that left earlier, that use turboprop propeller engines, something of a rarity nowadays for modern aviation standards. I do suppose you could try to do an emergency landing for a jumbo jet here at Billy Bishop, but the reality is the plane will land on the runway and then roll into the water. It's not meant for those planes to use. Now the other most posed question about the airport is its name. Why they named it Billy Bishop? And most importantly, who is Billy Bishop? Well, he was a veteran who participated both in the First and Second World War as a Canadian ace fighter. During his tenure in the Army, he did manage to accrue 72 credited victories. That means he shot down 72 planes throughout both the First and Second World War, making him the top Canadian ace fighter. So if we think of modern-day equivalents, well, we can think of the movies Maverick and Top Gun. Now, in terms of his connection to the airport, well, he doesn't have any connection at all. Back in the day, this used to be a military training base. They switched it over for civilian flights. They renamed it in honor of him and his accomplishments. Let's go ahead and switch to the left-hand side. You can see we are faster.